friends, welcome to the sixth episode of Business Entrepreneurs Pad. Before I start, let me wish all the mothers who are watching this program today a very happy Mother's Day, especially to my mother Meena Desai, who I'm sure is watching this program. Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day to you also. I'm Nimish Desai, business efficiency consultant and Amazon best-selling author for the book called The Power of Being Organized. Before I go further and invite today's guest on our show, kindly grant me 1 minute to show you what we do at Prescient Strategist. Welcome back. Now let's invite today's guest, Mr. Manish Gandhi, who's from Ariant Aircon. Welcome, Manish bhai.
Thank you, Nimish bhai. Good morning.
Good morning. So how the days are going?
Day is good as I'm with you today.
In fact, my day should be good because you've agreed to come today. And now that the heat is rising all around, I think your business will also heat up even bigger.
Yes, definitely.
So wish you all the best for that. And Manish bhai, we know you for a couple of years now, and it's absolute pleasure to know you for so many years. I've yet to meet very few, in fact. I've met gentlemen who are so kind, so soft, and even after having reached such a great success, you're still grounded at the real ground level. So please inform and educate and tell our viewers how has been your journey, because it's been a very fascinating journey that I have heard, but I want people to hear from your own mouth. And how have you established yourself today after so much of struggle, hard work, and having absolute dedication to succeed at this level?
Well, Nimish bhai, first of all, I would like to start with gratitude to my mother being on Mother's Day, because whatever I am today after 50 years is definitely because of my mother. What she made like the way I'm today. So gratitude to her. And well, I've started operate my journey 22 years ago in this air conditioning industry. Well, I was not salesperson only, means I was not techno savvy, but I like to create relations and then right to my clients. That's what which made me to come in this industry and give right guidance, because people were normally used to sell ACs. I am not selling ACs. I am giving solution. That's how I am little different.
I was going to ask you, if you're not selling ACs, then what are you doing? Donating? Send me a couple of them.
No, yeah, correct. So I am into giving right solution, and I have started my journey from 2 people in 1998, and today I'm having 35 people, having a client base of 6,000 plus.
Wow.
And already
6,000 plus client base.
Yeah, and already sold 20,000 plus ton of air conditioners in 22 years. It's amounting 102 crore in 22 years.
Wow.
So we have completed 102 crore last week only.
That's really a great news, Manish bhai.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. So what kind of struggles did you do through your journey?
A struggle being like in air conditioning industry, there were very few dealers who are actually selling technologies that time, 22 years back. Everybody was selling ACs. Like whatever retail sale, they were into retail sale. AC, whatever ready-made AC are available in market, they used to sell those ACs. So we have come into line with little different approach. and to go in a project air conditioners. So that makes a difference in industry.
So who was your first client, Manish bhai, and how did you bag him?
My first client
Because
was
I asked this question to almost all successful entrepreneurs who are vendors or contractors, kind of a thing, especially because I know, being 31 years in this industry, it is how difficult it is to get those first couple of clients to actually believe in you and give you that project.
correct. So my first client was Kellogg's India Limited at
Wow.
at Taloja.
So
And
मतलब
how I
पहला
get,
बॉल पे एक छक्का.
yeah, no, Kellogg's, they were in a problem and they were finding a good vendor to solve their problem. And I have not gone there to sell ACs. I have gone there to solve their problem, and I have solved their problem. And that is how they became my first client on the very first month, very first week. Thereafter, Woodland Retreat, and thereafter Thane Janata Sahkari Bank. So these three clients made my 3 months sustainable in market, and then I picked up from there.
Wow. I mean, having Kellogg's as a first one is amazing. And Manish bhai, air conditioning has so many applications. It's really multifaceted. Anywhere you can put air conditionings, and there are vendors who sell left, right, and center everywhere. मतलब कोई रास्ते पे से भी आ गया है ना. Some I call them road side vendors के रास्ते पे खड़ा है, अरे रास्ते का माल सस्ते में, रास्ते का माल सस्ते में, जो मिला क्लाइंट लो और बेच दो करके. But you have very strategically placed yourself only in the commercial section, and I think probably few privileged people like us get that service of being residential ACs. But why? What was the rationale behind having that niche of going into only commercial?
Going into commercial, I call it projects, going into projects. See, there are certain things like selling retail AC is just trading and doing business. So that anybody can do. Like you said, roadside vendor, they can do. But giving ideas, giving suggestions, your creativity, using your design, making clients happy, satisfied, and definitely upgradation of life. See, when you buy AC for your project, for your office or your residence, which we call it as a project, it is upgradation of your lifestyle. So we have to really give some ideas and suggestion to justify that, and we want to stay there with them for number of years. And this is what we are doing. This is where we are interested, and that's the reason we have client since years. And it is continuous opportunities over years, because when we take one client of a project, it's not that it is the end of the deal. The client will definitely grow, and we definitely will get more and more business from same client. And we have a record of that. In 20 years, we have done the business with same client again and again, repeat, and we have seen a client growing from 5 employee to 700 employee. Your voice is
Sorry, I had mute myself because I was so engrossed listening to you. I mean, that's the beauty. I'm having a relationship clients where both of you grow together, and that joy of growing together is totally different. And we have couple of clients in contracting division of mine, besides being a business coach, and we've grown together. And it's just a phone call. Nimish, कल से प्रोजेक्ट चालू करना है. I mean, no discussion on price, no discussion on anything. Next day जाओ चालू करो. And I totally relate with you, Manish bhai, here.
yes,
That relationship, and I think that comes through a culture that we
yes.
develop in our companies. So what kind of a culture does exist in your company, and how have you developed that?
Nimish bhai, it's like I have started with 2 people, so my attitude was very clear when I started my work. It is like it should be. Every client should be happy. I should share a smile on their face, and I should be a reason for that smile. So I have shared this my thought to my people, that the client should be satisfied. The cost is a secondary factor, but the client should be satisfied, and that's the reason we believe in once a client, always client. So I taught my employees that work for motive, work for purpose rather than work for money. Because if you do that, you will be longer for any in any company.
I
And
mean,
again, that
with God's grace, probably the way you've started and grown, probably he can start and grow on his own. And it's a huge market out there. I mean, one more vendor or one more specialist is not going to hurt you and me. But I think that's the right advice, Manish bhai, that I mean, I also tell my staff that work as if it is your company. Every material waste that you save, think it is your money which is going and you are trying to save that money. Because every money saved adds to the final figure and that comes back to you as a bonus. So they have to, I mean, they have to learn to work as their own company. And that culture, if we can bring, that's something which really can bring. But to bring this culture, Manish bhai, we need to have right kind of employees also.
Correct. That you can
Because
make because
if you
your
can't have, yeah, if wrong selections happen, that one bad egg in the basket, one bad apple in the basket, one bad fish in the pond, as the people say, can pollute the whole thing. So how do you interview your employees? What do you exactly look for when you select your employees?
I look for why they are working, because we are working why we are working. We are working on why rather than what. See, what we are selling is not important. People are buying from us because why we are selling. So that's very important. When we are appointing technicians, we want to know why they want to join Arihant, because today, if there is a record, whoever joined Arihant in 20 years, they have never gone back. They all are with us today. And whoever is coming, again, they are not interested in joining anywhere. Even if somebody is ready to pay 5,000 extra, they are not ready to leave Arihant.
Manish bhai, what a coincidence. And this is an absolute brilliant coincidence. And all those internal examiners and probably the students whom I took an exam yesterday. I was at one of the leading colleges of Mumbai, engineering college, I would not name it. And I was an external examiner for their project, final year project of civil engineers. Okay, so I was evaluating them along with the internal examiner. And the one advice I gave all those engineers, because the way they had prepared their report, the kind of thing they'd written, I said, boss, don't try to, make a flowery report. Try and understand why something is done. As an engineer also, the most important question for you is why. Because some of the questions when I asked them, they did not know. I mean, I said, did you ask why it is done? Just because it is happening, you followed it.
Hmm.
So the question of why is so very important. And you very rightly put that you are looking at why he wants to work with me, why he, in the first place, wants to do a job. I mean, real coincidence, Manish, by today. In fact, you seem to have so much of a work to improve your market presence. I see your social media. I see the other way you react and make your market presence improve and acquire all those new clients. Now, can you tell us about one specific strategy that has really worked for you? Because there are so many people who would like to know how to improve market presence.
Nimish bhai, we believe in that one sentence saying that when you go in abroad in hotel, you will find a word there. We speak your language. So
Wow.
when we say that we speak your language, you become more comfortable. So in 2008-9, we found that there is a lot of rough competition in air conditioning industry regarding the prices and all that to grab the order, not to take the project as a privileged project, but just to grab the order for numbers. So what I found is I cannot sustain in this market with this competition. So I have applied Arihant. I have introduced Arihant Blue Ocean strategy. Now Blue Ocean strategy is based on Blue Ocean Strategy Institute, Boston. So I've just studied that it is basically elimination of all competitors in market and coming out with some new concept where nobody can really compete you. So working on cost and be transparent with your client. Just tell your client, my fees is this much percentage and I want to earn this. So that will give us more privilege to run out of the competition. And I got that. I got Ajanta Pharma, I got DNS Bank, I got Kongsberg Maritime. All these clients I got under this Arihant Blue Ocean strategy. And that's how I became different. That time in 2008-9, I was even nominated from PMI, Project Management Institute of India, as the best concept introduction.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Though
you.
12 years late, but congratulations.
So that's how we are using this strategy now. Today also we are using same strategy. If I know that your company is a continuous business giving company, then I would definitely like to work on cost plus certain margin. Maybe it is a low margin, but it will give me a continuous margin year on year.
In fact, Manish bhai, I also work. I mean, I never knew, and I think I discussed this with you, that I never knew about blue ocean theory and all. Being a Pakka Gujarati and that businessman's blood in my veins, and I wanted to be clean and honest. I've always been that. So I use exactly the same strategy. All my projects that are running today are there where we've said with the client, all the items are listed on an Excel sheet, quantities are fixed, rates are fixed, we've come to an amount, I've fixed my percentage of profit, and the assurance is my profit, whatever rupee comes, will not be touched. Whatever saving happens is straight for the client. And client knows when you've done that kind of working. I agree with you because he is also educated guy, na. So he knows what kind of a कितना cost लगना है. अभी copper pipe आपको भी पता है, मेरे को भी पता है कितने का है. Refrigerant कितना मिल रहा है, Google कर लूंगा, I will find out. And AC price is known in the market. I mean, Amazon and all. So that way, I think if you really break it down, I mean, we should promote this right across the world. I mean, that's the most open strategy that you can work with. And it's a win-win for both, actually.
Yes, it's a win-win for both, because if you work on this strategy, your work will be continuously with you.
Nobody has to, I mean, that's what I told you. Client says, Nimish, चालू कर दे, because he knows कि कल बैठ के हमको कोई शीट ही बनाना है जो 1 महीना जाएगा और तब तक काम होते रहेगा, and things are working out. I mean, another thing was, as you said first, your client was Kellogg's. Now it's easy to really shoot up for anybody, but to maintain that brand and to have that image constant, what is the most difficult thing that you find there to build your image first from scratch and then to keep it maintained at that level?
No, I think
अमिताभ बन गए तो आपको फिर वो अमिताभ का ही, then you can't come down to, I don't want to name, but that level.
no, that's not actually the case. See, what we are a service provider. So at any point of time, we have to give service only to win our clients. And if really you give up a proper service, your client never will go out of it. See, there might be some problem, there might be some delays, but yes, your attitude should be positive, your attitude should be good to serve your client, and client understand that. Because if the client has worked with me for a number of years, 1 or 2 delays he will never consider. But challenging is when somebody comes and says that I can do work at half of the price. Then it is a challenge, because we don't want to run in a price race. We want to run in a service oriented. We are a service oriented company. We want to go behind service only. And I tell my client, if you want to go in a price race, then I'm not the right person.
Sir, कल जाके और एक चीज बोलो मनीष भाई, I'll tell you. Because all your clients I know are multimillionaires. उनको बोलो सर वो XYZ, अगर वापस I can't take public domain पे names because I may be sued, but say कि XYZ कंपनी का कॉटन का कपड़ा भी 50 रुपए का है, and you are buying an Italian cotton at 500 rupees. कपड़ा तो कपड़ा ही है ना. I mean, जब AC में आप बोल रहे हो वो इतने में कर रहा है, तू क्यों नहीं करता है? Do you do that kind of a comparison? Why go to a Taj? वो चाय आपको रोड साइड पे भी 50 पैसे में 5 रुपए में आज मिलती है. There was a time when we used to get it in 50 paisa. I say this couple of times. I mean, why don't you compromise there? मेरे पीछे क्यों पड़े हो पैसा काटने के?
So that's I always say to my client, don't look at my profit. I'm getting you machines at cost. Whatever best I can share, I will share that. And wherever I am earning, I will demand that I want to earn this money and I don't want to make compromise, because I am hiring a good people. I'm having my good team to whom I'm paying good, and I'm paying good for good work, not just for having a team. And I believe that when you get a completion of the work, there is a difference. People see the difference. Yes, बाजू वाले के ऑफिस में क्या हुआ और हमारे ऑफिस में क्या हुआ. What is the difference? They find everything.
In fact, that this gets me to the next question, Manish bhai, I mean, what would you do if an important task was, not up to the standard, wherever you are working, and the deadline is approaching, and the client is sitting on your head, bajaving drums and everything? Now, what would you do in that case?
In that case, I'll fight with client to do right thing at right time, rather than doing wrong thing at his time. Otherwise, I'll leave the job. And that I have done already. I have done that, and wow. I have experienced that after leaving that job, I'm happy, because whoever has done that job, client is crying and the vendor is gone. So I don't want to do any compromise.
That requires guts and conviction in ourselves to actually leave the job like that.
No, my guru says that just learn to say no.
The biggest problem the world has.
Biggest problem, yes.
Learn to say no. In fact, yesterday morning, some of our friends, we were there on the business panel meet at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the one question, and if they are watching, please listen to Manish bhai also. Bolte, kaise na bole? I said, say it gently. We were discussing about time management yesterday. I said, talk to him gently, make him explain that everybody is busy with work. यहाँ पे थोड़ी हम लोग खाली बैठे कि आपका ऑर्डर आया और हम कर देंगे. Please, give us some time. Now, what kind of products and services do you offer, Manish bhai?
We are into completely HVAC industry. Like we are into heat ventilation, air conditioning. Air conditioning, we are specialized in VRF system. Otherwise, then we are doing split AC, inverter split, ductable, chill water system. All we are doing, and entire range we are taking care of different brands. We are not promoting particular brand. As like if you want your project, we will see that what kind of model is suitable in your project, and that model is which brand is providing that right product, right model. So
right model at right price.
Right model at right price, and like for example, there are a lot of brands today available in market, but all are manufacturer of air conditioners, but all are having their signature product. So I don't go to only promoting one brand. I go to
you would be looking at the kind of support you get for the service also after sales.
Yes, correct. That is prime.
Be, I think, the primary criteria.
That is primary.
It has to be. So brilliant. I mean, that's the kind of things works out for us. Now, you've taken a couple of clients' name, I'm sure. I want people to know that such an humble-looking guy, what kind of a client list, let them hear the kind of a client list that you have in air conditioning.
I have a client since last 20 years, as I said. Ajanta Pharma, I worked for almost 20 years. I took a gap of 1 year, and again last week I'm again going for in Ajanta Pharma for my work. They have approached us. Then apart from that, Cosmos Builder, InSync Analytics. Now InSync Analytics, again one of the client who has grown from 35 employees to 700 employees, and I have managed all their offices till date. Then I have Interactive Brokers, again same recurring client, every year new project. Prabhat Industry, Pharmacy, Patel Engineering. In fact, Patel Engineering, we just made a difference in like everybody has told Patel Engineering that they will complete the job in 60 days. It was on 15 December. We took order after saying that our commitment is to complete the entire Patel Engineering building in 30 days. It is almost 7 floors, 75 different ACs VRF system, and we took a challenge on 15 December. We started work on 18 December and handed over the site on 14th January.
Wow.
So that's 28 days we have completed the job, and client is really happy that there we made a difference. And that is the reason of our dedicated team.
So coming to the last question, Manish bhai, what is the strategy that you use to retain this clients for so many years together with you?
I take care of their complaints first. Whenever they complain, it should not cross over on a next day. It should complete on the same day, because complaints are very important, and complaints are hitting the customer's mind every day, every time. So I used to work on complaint. If you have a complaint today, it will be solved today. And that is thanks to my entire back office. They are taking care of.
Wow. Now, thank you very much, Manish bhai. It's just half an hour flew. Thank you for coming on this show, Manish bhai. And
It's really good that you are inviting people to share their experience. May I know who is coming next week?
you would like to know who's coming next week?
Yes.
Let me check who's coming next week. So Sandeep Matre, who's an architect, is a commercial architect. You are a commercial air conditioning. He's into commercial architecture. So he's going to be there next week. Thank you very much, Manish bhai, for joining me today. And sorry for a little hiccup. I don't know. It every time happens. I'll have to check what's happening here. So thank you. Thank you very much. And have a
Thank you.
great time. Friends, stay at home. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Nimesh bhai. Thank you.